Hello out there, it's me again. This is page 21. As of now, this is page 21 in part 4. Um, I think I mentioned in the last video that I'm not really looking to stretch this out too much, so the possibility at this point, as I'm looking at this, is that I might actually go back to the fight scene at the beginning of the story and add probably another page to what I've got now. Um, well, I know, yeah, it's since I haven't actually shown those sequences, the only way you're going to know if I did that is if you ended up reading the story when it gets posted, and this isn't page 21 as I'm stating here. If this turns out to be page 22, then you'll know I went back and added a page. I'm not saying I will or not, but it's looking like a possibility now. Um, I think as I'm sort of like plotting out these last few pages in my head. Layer, new layer. Okay. Um, this is 21. I'm sort of thinking that this page and the next one, or that this page will sort of lead into the next one where we'll see the other two women. Where are we? And we'll see for sure that they're considerably bigger than they've been in previous appearances. And then invert. So this is shrink. And then that should lead into the page after the next one. Um, where they'll sort of drop the bomb that they'll drop the bomb on everybody that um, Brody has been sort of working with them all along. Well, as far as the story goes, not like since the beginning of the series, but let's see. Okay, that's a little cleaner. Edit paste as. And personally, I'm not really sure what um, I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing recording here because I don't really. Uh, because I'm not really coming in here with a lot of topic of conversation, sort of. Like, as of it's sort of like as of the recording of this, like the news cycle has just been dominated uh, with all the riots and protests over the murder, I should say, of, let's face it, but over the murder of the black guy by the police there. It's like, God. I kind of come in into this recording when we kind of coming into the recording with lots of thoughts on it, but not really wanting to sort of like get into a whole political discussion. Uh, I think it's more like you just kind of want to get away from all the bad news and sort of the mess in the world right now. So it's like, so I think that's really why I'm hitting the record button and bringing you guys along on the journey of this page. Um, and I don't know how like inopportune a moment this is when like when I've got the cop characters or secondary characters in this series and I've been portraying them as sort of good guys. But let's see. Then again, maybe the message is that like not all cops are bad. I really, it's such an emotional thing right now. I'm not really sure I want to, I really don't want to get into it too much and sort of drag all of you down with it. But let's see. I think, but the really weird thing about this series is I'm kind of walking this weird line out, separate from that discussion. And I think I've touched on this. Oh my God, come on, just grab the piece. There we go. That I seem to have my villains taking this weird sort of like feminist or social justice warrior position. And it's another one of these weird lines where I'm trying to walk it without sort of making a statement either way. Let's see, Control C, Control V. Let's see. I didn't get the P there. Come on. So somewhere by the end of this story, somebody's going to be delivering a bit of a speech that walks the line and that sort of walks the line, like basically saying, maybe these women took it too far, but it's not a bad thing, that sort of thing. Yeah. It's not a bad thing to watch what you say or do, as long as we're not hurting others. Maybe something like, something like that. The idea is you're kind of like trying to parse it. The mental gymnastics involved in justifying this position here. Mhm. Here's my picture. Scale layer 34. Oh, what am I doing here? But I guess yeah, but when you get a lot of the sort of male muscle growth stories, like I've done so far, they tend to take that. Let me save this while I'm thinking of it too. Save as. This is going to be page 21. One of the aspects does tend to be that, like, the characters um, are sort of very hyper masculine, macho. They seem to go like against that sort of feminist push. In and of themselves, in today's PC time, they don't seem too PC. Let's see. I've got to get him low. Oh, come on, lower to the ground. So we'll have him bend his knees. Where's the right foot? There we go. Ah, right foot, left foot. There we go. Oops. Let's see. You know what? I can bend him over a little bit more. And I know these characters are big. I kind of didn't realize how small these door handles were until I started like putting the characters in the scene. You know, they really should have been made a little bigger. I think turn him. Oh, okay, if I do that, I think. Okay. Let's stop that. I think if I do this, you won't really notice that you won't be, you can't see that he's not actually holding. Uh, call that 92. See that? Pieces. But you know, it's like one of those things where I don't really want to make a message. It just becomes like the catalyst for the story. So I guess I've got to deal with it. Um, but then again, it's I say I kind of say this that I seem to be doing this like anti-feminist SJW message, but ultimately um, it ended up serving up the inspiration for what's gonna for the fight in the last part, the next part. Okay, I gotta trim this a little bit right there, maybe. And it's kind of while there's been some very slight foreshadowing of what, of what you can expect. I'm not really sure how much of it you're actually going to pick up. You're actually going to um, like figure out. I'm not sure if it was foreshadowed that strong enough. Although I think when like I get to the when you get to like the final fight scene, I think you're gonna like see um, that it was hinted to, set up, that sort of thing. I'll see, and I think it's gonna, and I'm actually kind of liking it because it gives like a new twist to, well, not really like a new twist to the genre in general, but sort of a new twist in my story. Oh my god, this is in like the category of this picture is taking longer than all the other pictures for absolutely no reason at all. you know, when these pictures take like 2 minutes and change to render, and then suddenly you get one like this that wants to go for 4 minutes or more. Hmm. 98, 99. Come on. There we go. There we go. 100. Yay. 4 minutes and 7 seconds. See, you can't even tell he's not holding, I think. You know what? Let's go to perspective for a moment and zoom in on the hand. Oh, yeah, okay. For some reason, I'm looking at the picture, and for some reason, it looked like the door handle was down here. It was down here, but it's hidden in his hand, so you can't see that he's not actually gripping the handle. It's like sometimes when I kind of mention how it doesn't have to be perfect. If you're not going to see something, you don't have to stage it. Let's see. It's stuck. It won't open. I think I'm going to trim this one here. Oh no, I've already. You know what? Let's put it here so I get the whole door. Because the next one's just going to be an angry expression from Rusty. Because of course he'll think he can open the door. Layer to image size. Hmm. But basically, what I'm doing in general at this point is trying to blitz through these last few pages. Um, it's like I'm really like I think the story's been going a lot slower than it was. Um, when did I start working on this? I don't know. I think did I actually start this in March? I mean, April. I forget now. Oh yeah, yeah. I think I started this at the beginning of April, and then cut away to do Teddy Bear, and then came back. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the time frame now. But it's like since coming back, it's been like a real drag. I think these times are just beginning to wear on me. and they shouldn't for no reason at all. It's. But then again, um, so part three took way, way, way too long to get through, and I sort of expected to have this one done by, um, well, pretty much today, Friday the 29th, and then schedule it to go live on Saturday before the end of the month. But it's like I'm still going through bouts of fatigue when it's like you're sleeping, but it's you kind of like just not quite getting enough. And it just makes everything miserable. And like this part, there's actually been days where I've been moving on it, where I've actually been exceeding my current rate of productivity, and then you get like a day like yesterday where like you get kind of nothing done. You almost go right back to sleep as soon as you feels like it feels like you fall asleep almost as soon as you wake up. No, you know what? I'm not gonna put that. Oh my god, it's just a door. Can I get that one? Yeah, there we go. So it's ionic. Oh, I see what happened. There we go. So I really expected to have this one done today, and like at the rate I've been going, I'm a little behind. So, it's like, well, and like even back in school, way, way, way back in the day, I don't think it was just like, that was the kind of student I was. Like everything was done the night before it was due. I just like couldn't focus without that like pressure of the deadline. Oops. So I guess to an extent, it's kind of come back. I've sort of got this self-imposed deadline, and now it's um, new layer, like this self-imposed deadline that's now coming due. So it forces you to be more to knuckle under a little more than I have been. Oh my god, it's just a door. I know you're not that weak, you kid. Yay, okay. See that one? Well, that one took almost 3 minutes, but it wasn't quite 3 minutes. It wasn't the 4 minutes. Open this layer. Well, and like separately, there's been like sort of the frustrating thing about getting the last video from part 3 put up on YouTube. I think, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to cut this and see. Yeah, that works. And I forgot to paste the new layer because that last video was well, the last video from part 3 was over a gig in size, so it's been a pain in the butt trying to get it uploaded. It's been like, um it was one of those things that took like several attempts and way too much, and it cut way too much into my time. Oh, paste as new layer. Here we go. Merge down. Save. Eyes. See that, and then let's go edit paste as new layer. And then one of the things, one thing about this part is I've become worried that I got stuck in a Rusty and Elliot story instead of an all around. Um, I spent a lot, disproportionate amount of this part on these two. Ooh, can't get a good grip on it. Yeah, that's a little more succinct. Um, I guess that's better. Mm. Kind of changing the subject, going on to something a little bit lighter for a moment. Um, None. It struck me earlier this morning that I haven't seen the Peloton commercials on TV in quite a while. Which you would think with like gyms being closed, now's the perfect time to advertise home workout equipment. For people who can't go to the gym, well, I'll buy the Peloton bike that's been advertised all the time. But I guess in this time of coronavirus, when everybody gets put out of work, I guess that quote unquote $58 a month, I guess not everybody can afford that now. And I'm not laughing at the people out at work. I'm laughing at the pretentiousness of the commercial. I like that one ad, like, and at $58 a month, Peloton's for anybody who wants to. $58 a month. Fuck. It's like not for nothing, but like for a bicycle, $58. God, a gym membership isn't costing you that much, and you get access to more equipment than just a bicycle. But I guess you can't put the full like Planet Fitness in the middle of your like hallway with your like mountaintop view. It's like Grace from Boston can't afford her Peloton anymore. Which, if you ask me, I think she was lying because that like landscape outside her window, it doesn't exactly look like Boston. So I think she was lying. Which I wonder why she wouldn't just say like why she didn't sign herself up as Grace from Manhattan. Yeah, sure, I'm in New York. Really, I am. Uh, Scale 34. Let's put a little bit of the door in. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to trim this one here. Okay, layer to image size. We will fuzzy select that and then edit, paste as new layer. Select, invert, shrink. Oops, I want to cut. And then select none. And let's save it while we're thinking about that. And I'm thinking too, if I go back to the fight scene, I'm probably probably like underestimating the work here, but I'm sort of expecting if I go back to the fight scene, like one page it shouldn't take that long. Kind of got it in my mind that one page of that fight scene will go quick, even though I know it won't. Oh my god. Let's see. Let's left. Not 8, 5. Shoot, edit, paste as new layer. I'm going to hold off on that word bubble. Stop it. How about that one? I'm trying to think. I want another one. Let's see. Edit, cut, none, edit, paste as new layer. A little bit more room. Merge down. And I don't need the bottom, so I will go cut, select none. Let's control C this. Edit, paste as new layer. What the freak? Undo. Let's try this again. Control C. Edit, paste as new layer. Okay, that did it that time. Transform and flip it. Looks good, right? Yeah. Merge down. Do I have a picture? Not quite. Okay, let's see how this is going to look over here when the picture gets put in. Where's the picture? There we go. Let's open as layers. Scale layer 34. Okay. Go up. There we go. And my guide is there. Up. Okay, it doesn't matter if I cut off Elliot's shoulder because Rusty is the focus of this picture. So fuzzy select, we will go edit, cut, and invert, shrink. Okay, invert, edit, cut, select none. Merge down. Okay, so this will work as is. I'll go ahead and resize this one. Let's go edit, cut. Undo cut. I'm on the wrong. Okay. The wrong layer, freak. Edit, paste as. Select none, edit, paste as new layer. Yeah, that works. up. Right? Yeah, there we go. Let's bring it over here. The thing that's weighing into my decision on this word bubble is because over here is the front door where um, Tamara is supposed to be coming in. And this isn't supposed to be her speaking. Whereas over at this end of the hallway is the door that leads into the warehouse proper, where our ladies are. And one thing that's bugging me is the edge of the bubble is lining up with the black line of this picture, so I just want to offset it a little bit. So the idea is this one is I don't want to imply, I'm sort of afraid. So by placing it over on this end of the hallway, it implies a little bit more that it's somebody new talking in the scene. Let's go save that file. Save image, flatten, and we will go file export. And this is page 21. We will go yay. Then if we come over here, check out the page. Cops are in here. You can see them through the door, and like told you they weren't much of a threat. They got taken out by a couple ladies and locked in a room. Pathetic. It's stuck. It won't open. Oh my god, it's just a door. I know you're not that weak, new kid. It's not that. The handle is too small. I can't get a good grip on it. Get out of the way, I'll do it. Hey fellas, over here. And that'll take us into the big reveal of our big ladies. Well, that was page 21. I know this is getting kind of weird. I'm running out of, it feels like I'm running out of topics to just like go on about. But these are crazy times. No, I hope they just aren't too crazy for all of you out there. I hope you're still staying safe, avoiding the virus, not getting swept up in the violence. Um, etc. I hope it's all going well for you guys out there. And I'll see you next time.